Today we'll be making a project together, a character that is said to be one of the greatest of all time. You know him, you love him, you want to meet him, the Pigeon, from Mo Willems' book, The Pigeon. This is my final product here. We'll work through the steps together. If you kind of see here with a mobile neck, how fun and exciting. If you don't know the Pigeon, I will link below so you can get to Mo Willems' page. He has lots of different books. The Pigeon itself reacts in a lot of different ways. He has big reactions, whether he's feeling frustrated or overwhelmed. You know what the Pigeon is feeling, which is actually a really healthy thing to get that out. So right now in the situation we're in, we're all being homeschooled for our safety, self-distancing, which is kind of an interesting dynamic. So you might be feeling a lot of feelings. I want to challenge you to express those when you're feeling them, let everyone know how you're doing, just like the Pigeon does. And if it might help to get you started, feel free to read the book with your parents. If parents are watching, feel free to work through the book with your kids. Focus on the project step by step. So I will add the supply list here. You can see it below. Here we go. We're going to jump on in. First step, we're gonna go ahead and trace our hands. So if some hands are bigger than others, that's okay. My adult-sized hand, we're gonna put it down, we're gonna trace it with the pencil. So that's what we're gonna do first. I'm left-handed. They say people are more creative with left hand. Right-handers are creative too, so no sweat. So let's trace. You have your hand traced. We're going to use our scissors safely. We're going to cut it out. If you need help with that, ask your mom or dad, brother or sister. But we're going to work on cutting our hand out. Go right around the line the best that you can. Alright, you should have your hand like this, cut on out. So then we're going to lay it down and we're going to draw the little wing here. So we're going to work on that. Grab your black marker. You can use a darker color, blue, gray, brown, whatever you feel like. So if we set this down, we want the thumb straight up. So when we set it down, thumb is going to go straight up with our fingers going to the outside. So in the finished product, it's going to look like this. Boop. Awesome. So let us real quick, if you want to do it with a pencil first, you can to make sure you like it. Or if you're a creative spirit and you just want to dive in and it is what it is, that's cool too. So we'll do that real quick. Boop, boop. That feels good to me, so I'll go over with the marker. Da-da-da-da. Ta-da! He's got his little wing. Awesome. Next step, a blue piece, and then the straw on the back. So those are the two things we're going to do next. We're going to cut the piece of paper first, and then we'll cut down our straw. If you don't have a straw, that's okay. You don't need it. It just adds a little bit of extra. He's still going to be super fun, exciting when he's done with or without it. Let's get that paper ready. So you can cut your strip. If you want to do it next to a ruler, you can. I start with about 6 inches in length, and a little bit, probably a little over 1/2 inch wide. So you've got your 6 inches going up and a little bit over 1/2 inch going left and right. Next, we're going to get our straw ready. So we really only need the top part that goes in and out. So just a little bit below that, we're going to snip that. We clean up later, no big deal. So you've got those two pieces. You got your straw, and you've got your neck. So we're going to flip your hand on over on the back side. So what's going to happen is we're going to glue the straw to the back just at the base. So it's going to be loosey-goosey up here. So we want to just glue right at the base first. I tend to use hot glue because it's faster for me. Feel free to ask your parents. Ideally, you're probably using Elmer's glue or something like that. You can even tape it on if you want to. So whatever is the safest and easiest option for you. If you guys have hot glue and your parents have it, let them do it for you. But we're going to get this glued on here real quick, and then we'll do the neck piece next. That should be glued on the back side there. So we're going to cover up the straw with our neck portion. So with that, we're going to slide this guy in the back here. Perfect. So we want to glue just right up here at the top where these guys meet. So right here, do not glue where this stretchy part comes out because we need that for its flexibility and it's fun. So we're going to glue that really quick. Alrighty, so we've got that glued together, so it's gonna boop, be able to move just slightly. So what's interesting, sometimes it gets caught at the bottom, so if you cut a little bit of the neck piece off down here, it'll move a little bit easier. So that moves just like that. Perfect. Next, we're gonna work on getting the pigeon's head. So you can cut it out in a very perfect circle. You can cut it out in a little bit of a not so perfect circle. Whatever you can do is great. Let's just see what I get. Art is never an exact science. It is fun to put yourself into it. So I'm just gonna do a little circle here. I'm gonna just kind of clean it up here on the edges. That feels good to me. And proportion wise, so if your hands are a little bit smaller, you could do a smaller circle to make it kind of feel a little bit more proportional, or that it matches. But if you want a really big head because it's got a really big brain, go for it. That's okay too. So we're going to see, my neck here feels really long. So I'm just going to cut it a little bit off. Again, feels a little bit more like the right size. So I'm going to do a quick snip, and then I'll be able to attach the circle for the head. Once we've got the head on, we can go ahead and work on the neck piece here and then the beak. So what you want to do is just cut a little strip for the neck in your white paper, and then a little triangle in your yellow paper. So you don't need much for these colors, so don't use a whole sheet of paper. You want to save that for your next project. We're just need a little triangle of yellow and then the rectangle for white. So when you have those cut, go ahead and glue them on. Alrighty, so you should have your neck piece, and I just trimmed it here, so it was a little bit wider when I first put it down, so I just trimmed it to make it fit perfect, and then I added the beak here. The next thing we're going to do is add the eye. So there's options for the eyeball. So if you have a googly eye on hand, go ahead and use that if you want. I initially used this googly eye, but it felt a little bit too small, so I went ahead and made a different eye. Oh, puppy! And made an eye out of the craft paper, the white and the black. Totally up to you. And we're going to go ahead and glue that on after we cut those pieces out. Alright, so he should have his eye there. So I did mine with the craft paper. Honestly, the little pupil, the black part, feels a little bit more like a raisinette, but that's okay. Next thing we're going to do are his legs. So we got the two legs here. What we're going to do is just cut a rectangle out of the black, and then cut that into tinier strips and glue it on the back. So feel free to do that real quick. All right, he's walking. He is headed on his way. All right, guys, you did it. You made it through all the steps and you made your pigeon. So one thing I did want to add is just a little birthday hat. It's not my birthday, but it might be your birthday or your friends or your mom or your dad or your brother or your sister, and we want to celebrate. It's someone's birthday somewhere. Back here, I do have a happy birthday sign in case it's her birthday. I don't want to miss it. So I'm going to add a little birthday hat, and then I'm going to call this one done. So like I said, check out Mo Willems online. I'll link it below. His books are amazing. Feel free to take time to work on your reading after you guys get this project done. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any special requests for a project or a topic. I'd be happy to help. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.